Lesson 5A, we're going to look at solving things when they're in factored form and how to find the GCF or greatest common factor. Okay, so this equation, y equals x plus 2 times 2x minus 5. This is an example of factored form. Okay, and two things that you need to know. Solutions for a quadratic, which is what this is, are where the equation is equal to 0. All right, on a graph, it's where it touches the x-axis, and that's where it's equal to 0. And factors and solutions are always opposite of each other. Okay, so what that means is if I have a factor at, let's say, x minus 3, then my solution would be x equals 3. Okay, they're always going to be opposite of each other. All right, so for solving, okay, anytime it's in factored form, what we're going to do is take each factor and make it its own equation equal to 0. So I just take each set of parentheses and make them equal to 0 because we said solutions is where the equation equals 0. And I'm just going to solve for x, just like you did in middle school and in Algebra 1. Get the x by itself. All right, so this one needs an extra step. Okay, so x equals 5 halves. So my two solutions, all right, are x equals 2, negative 2, and x equals 5 halves. Okay, so they are opposite of my factors. All right. And the rest of the unit is going to be, what if I don't give you factored form? All right, we're going to show you how to get it into factored form so that you can use this process to solve. Okay, so the first way that we're going to talk about factoring is the greatest common factor, all right, or GCF is what you'll hear me say all the time. Okay, so we're looking for the largest number/variable combination. Sometimes it's just going to be a number. Sometimes it's just going to be a variable. You can also do more than one variable. Okay, it has to be able to be divided evenly into each term. All right, and terms are separated by addition or subtraction. So this one has 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, and so I'm going to look at the numbers first. So 3, 12, and 21. Okay, all of those are divisible by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write that out. Okay, then for variables, if it's in every term, we're looking for the smallest exponent. The smallest exponent is the GCF. So if I look at x, there is an x in every term, and the smallest exponent is 1. Okay, remember if there's a variable without an exponent, it's a 1. Okay, so I can factor out an x out of each of these things. And then if I look at the y's, there is a y in each term, and the smallest exponent is 2, so that means y squared is in my GCF. Okay, so 3xy squared, that is my GCF. When I factor that GCF out, okay, 3 divided by 3 is 1, so those cancel each other out. The rule, if you remember from Algebra 1 for dividing variables, with exponents is we subtract the exponents. So here, 2 minus 1 leaves me with just 1x. 3 minus 2 leaves me with just 1y. Okay, then we go to our next term. Negative 12 divided by 3 is going to be negative 4. Okay, subtract my exponent. So 4 minus 1 is 3, so this is going to be x to the third. 5 minus 2 is also 3, so this is going to be y to the third. All right, and then my last term, same thing, 21 divided by 3 is positive 7. X and x, 1 minus 1 would be 0, so there are no more x's left in this term. 2 minus 2 is 0, so there are no more y's left in this term, so it's just 7. Okay, and this would be what you would put as your answer if you were asked to factor out the GCF. Okay, the GCF, and then in parentheses, what's left over when we divide each term by the GCF. Okay, and that's it for 5A.